Hello there, kia ora. Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau. It's our biggest city where 1 in 3 Kiwis live. It's got an economy the size of New Orleans. It's the home of the largest Pacifica population in the world. There's over 200 cultures that are represented in its population, and it has by far the largest number of people running for elections anywhere in the country this year. So, to be honest, I've been struggling with how best to present this because there's no way that I can do them all in one video that's going to fit onto a platform like TikTok or Instagram. So I've decided instead to do 6 videos, one for the Mayoralty alone and then one for the North, South, East, West and Central wards to make it easier for voters to get information for the ward that they're voting in. But I should point out too that there is some crossover, candidates working together across wards that will get mentioned in various videos. So you might like to watch them all to get a bigger picture and see why a red flag for me involves some of those other candidates. Now, quick disclaimer here, these are my red flags. They're not necessarily going to be yours or anyone else's. So please do some digging and check out the candidates that are standing. See if they share with your values or your vision for the place that you call home. And none of that is going to matter if you don't vote. You should definitely have your voting forms by now. And if you don't, then check with your local council website on how you can cast a special vote. Right, this year there are 12 people who have put their hat in the ring for the role of Mayor of the Super City, including incumbent Wayne Brown, who has not been without his controversies, but they are really well documented and easy enough to Google. At the top of the list alphabetically of contenders, you've got John Alcock. John tends to vilify the left on politics using US based content and has also been known to share content from disinformation groups from around the country. He was actually the leader of Rock the Vote NZ, but he left recently after a falling out with the party and a disagreement with them over what freedom means. That party itself was a member of the Freedoms NZ umbrella, whose policies included breaking from the United Nations, the WHO, and the WEF, opposition to the concepts of co governance, and shutting down the nanny state. He's claimed to be very against welfare and pushes crypto really hard. He announced on pseudo law group challenging councils that he's a freedom aligned candidate that people should vote for, along with Jeff Upson and Craig Lord. He was on the leaked 2022 Voices for Freedom members list. He joined Telegram groups run by white supremacist Phil Arps, claiming he agreed with most of what was being said, and he used a coded term for Jews in his comments there. That's what the triple parenthesis is. Then you've got Eric Chua. He's a fascinating one. His candidate profile states that he was a candidate for a quote-unquote centrist party for Maunga Kaikai in 2023. That centrist party was the hard right Rock the Vote NZ, and he was number 14 on the Freedom Coalition party list. He claims he's been involved in immigration policy for the German Parliament and the EU Commission, but there's no public Bundestag or parliamentary documents to back this up. But there are documents that name him as the Geschäftsführer, or the managing director of the research company that gave lectures on immigration for Roma minorities. He claims to have been involved with Monash University, but there's no matching name in staff directory entries, academic profiles, or Monash publications with his name. His press release announcing his candidacy for mayor uses the title Doctor, but none of my researchers have been able to find a record of that. What we have been able to find is another guy by the name of Dr. Eric Chua who works in a completely different field, but there's been no doctoral thesis of any sort that we've been able to find written by this Eric Chua. Ultimately, this is actually another reason why voters should do the research, because these are all claims that he's made, and as with all candidates, there's no reason for them to be able to back up their self-made claims in their statements unless voters start asking questions. Right, next on the list, you've got Ted Johnston. He's the former head of the New Conservatives and attempted to get the leadership role in NZ Loyal when they had their schism. He's also promoted a conspiracy-linked party called the Democratic Alliance. He mourned the loss of Charlie Kirk, and he's a Trump fan. You've got Ryan Posena. He was the only mayoral candidate to sign all of the TPU pledges. They're completely unworkable, but he signed them anyway. And you've got Peter Wakeman. He's actually a serial candidate who's also running in Christchurch. The Auckland Mayoralty is a massive job. You're in charge of a city with the single largest economic impact in the entire country, the largest population base, the most sprawling democratic machinery, and an incredibly diverse population. It's not a role for the faint-hearted. But when it comes to voting, well, there's a number of concerns. Those that are most likely to vote in Auckland are older, homeowners, and predominantly Pākehā. In parts of South Auckland, there's areas known as vote deserts. The turnout in some of those areas was under 18% in 2022, and this year the vote count is still down in those same places. To get a truly representative democracy in our largest city, we need to see those numbers go up. So please encourage everyone that you can to have their say. Voting is done by postal ballot, and you should definitely have your forms by now. Auckland City uses first past the post, so you need to tick your preferred candidates, and the future of Māori wards is not on the ballot here. You can find more information about the local elections in Auckland on Vote Auckland's website, or you can visit my website, paultheotherone.com/LG25 for other resources. Hey, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. While you're here, why not hit that like button or share the video or even subscribe to the channel. You could even become a paid YouTube member so you can see things released in advance, you get access to some exclusive content, and like all these awesome people, you get to have your name at the end of the credits as well.